Welcome everybody back to the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. I am your host as always, Crazy Dallas, back with another YouTube video, back in the CDCS series. And in today's CDCS series race, we have the Sport Clips Haircuts 350 for the YouTube Cup here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the great Coliseum for NASCAR as always. And I am really excited to kick things off for this race. It should be a fun one. One thing to note, there will be no part-time drivers in this race. So we'll have 39 cars in this race. All the cars in this race are full-time, so they will get points. Also, one quick thing. To celebrate my 1,000 subscribers even more, I have a new profile picture. I'm not sure how long I'll put this new profile picture up, but it'll be here for a little bit. This is what my new profile picture looks like on YouTube. It is a classic golden brown circle with the classic Chase Elliott number 9, and it just has 1K subs. I just thought it'd be really cool to fit in just because it's such a big accomplishment. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's take a look at the track here at Bristol. Woo, little side flip there for the camera. That's wild. There's the starting gate. As always, Bristol always has those big banking turns, so that, turns 3 and 4 right there are very big turns there. And then, of course, there's the finish line for the second shortest track in NASCAR here at the Great Coliseum. And there is, of course, a little grass area. Wait, grass? There's no grass at Bristol. Well, apparently they put down some fake grass. Let's take a look at the weather. Mostly sunny, couple clouds. Doesn't look like we're going to have any bad weather. And it looks good to me. Yes, it does, camera. It looks fine. There's some nice, beautiful nature out there, too. And some power lines. Shout out to Kyle Larson from Hendrick Motorsports. He is your 2026 Sport Clips 350 pole winner. Kyle Larson will receive 5 extra points, of course, for being the pole winner. And then here's a look at all your 10 segments of today. We have 9 segments of 4 cars today. And then that 10th segment, we only have 3 cars because there's no part-time drivers in this race. So I'm really excited to kick things off, you guys. Like I said, this should be a really good race. And whoever wins this race is huge for the point standings, because William Byron right now is your points leader by about, 20 points. He has 95 points right now. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with the race for segment number 1. Segment number 1, we have our pole sitter, Kyle Larson, back in the Hendrick car's regular paint scheme. He ran the Zach Brown Band car last week at Atlanta. That didn't turn out the best, unfortunately. And then we have Brad Keselowski in his Castrol Edge, number 6. Austin Dillon in number 3, Dow, for Richard Childress Racing. And then A.J. Allmendinger in the 16 Cheetos Mountain Dew. All right, take a look at a replay here. Look at this beautiful crossover. Kyle Larson trying to pass Keselowski on the inside, but the outside line has a better run here at Bristol, as you guys would know, where the inside line you don't have to lift. All right, coming to just a few laps left. Just so everybody knows, too, each segment has 5 laps besides the final. All right, that is going to be it for segment number 1. Take a look at this awesome pass by Kyle Larson. Way to hold off Brad Keselowski. Here comes Austin Dillon and A.J. Allmendinger trying to pass Keselowski, but Kyle Larson playing some good defense right there, making sure he wins and also doesn't wreck at the same time. So he is your first segment winner of the day. Brad Keselowski second, Austin Dillon third, AJ Allmendinger fourth. Very clean racing right there. No cautions, no El Recos. And now let's move on to segment number 2, where we have Denny Hamlin and the Express Oil Change for Joe Gibbs Racing starting second. Next up, we have Carson Hocevar in the 77. Then we have Carson Hocevar's teammate, that was a burp. We have Michael McDowell in the 71. And then Martin Truex Jr. in the 56 Bass Pro Shops. Boy, we might get more replays today than cautions or El Recos. Look at this pass by Carson Hocevar. That is a great pass, and he gets a big bump by his teammate Michael McDowell. Inspired Motorsports working together there on that inside lane. You got the 77 and the 71, and then you got the 2 Toyotas up there. So even though Bristol's a short track, you can still draft a little bit on those, straightaways. So we'll see what happens here with just about a few laps to go. Another replay, because why not? Look at this beautiful replay. Look at Hamlin on the outside lane here, trying to block Hocevar, but then look at Michael McDowell, almost able to take second. I don't think it was enough. No, not quite. Hamlin's still in second by about 1/4 of a car length. It's pretty close, though. Michael McDowell will still be on the inside with Hocevar. We'll see how that works out. But I believe with the white flag out, or maybe it's 2 to go. Either way, coming to the last lap or 2, it's Carson Hocevar in first, Hamlin second, McDowell third, and Truex fourth. Looks like we got 2 to go. Alright, we are unscathed. No El Recos or cautions yet, and we are 5 replays now in, and look at this finish. Hamlin gets a big run on the outside lane here, trying to pass Hocevar. Almost worked out, but just could not quite get enough speed or draft. And Carson Hocevar is going to win segment number 2, Hamlin second, McDowell third, and Truex fourth. Another clean segment and very good racing. Alright, segment number 3, we have Ryan Blaney, qualified third, had good qualifying as always, usually here at Bristol. Then we have Kyle Busch having an okay qualifying, a decent one. Then we have Daniel Suarez in the 99, and Justin Haley in the 7. This should be interesting. You remember last race, Justin Haley, J.J. Ely both had a big fight over wrecking each other. We'll see how that turns out for today, because they might have to both race against each other again today. Alright, I'm going to lose count how many replays we've already had. We are 3 segments in. We're already 6 replays in. Look at this finish. You're going to see a lot of close finishes because it's Bristol, but it's Kyle Busch holding off Blaney. He was able to pass Ryan Blaney there, so Kyle Busch gets his first ever lead in the Crazy House Cup Series for this year. But with 2 to go, let's see if he can hold off Blaney. Ooh, tough break for Kyle Busch. He was leading with 2 to go, and he falls down to third for segment number 3. Ryan Blaney wins the segment. Good start for Team Penske. Daniel Suarez finishes second in the segment. Kyle Busch third, and Justin Haley fourth. So there's that. Our next segment, we have segment number 4, William Byron. last race winner at Echo Park / Atlanta, William Byron, starting 4th. He is your points leader right now, seeing if he can get a good finish today. Then we have Austin Cindric in the number 2. And then we have Byron's teammate Alex Bowman also looking for some big points because he's been struggling. And then Justin Allgaier. Caution is out for the first time today, but no El Reco, surprisingly. Look at Alex Bowman here. Justin Allgaier gets into him on the turn. Those turns at Bristol get very tight, so you have to really lift into those turns, and Bowman gets squeezed up in the wall. Look at that. Allgaier had to lift there. Probably not intentional. I highly doubt it. But Bowman got squeezed in the wall, and he caught some air and flipped, but he was able to save it. But Cindric now leads with 3 to go. Byron 2nd. Allgaier 3rd, Bowman 4th. Alex Bowman got very lucky there. He needs as many points as he can get this race. Oh, we got a caution on the track for our first El Reco. And it's William Byron, I think. Yes, it is. Byron's out of the race. He will only... Oh, Allgaier's out too! He's off the track and he's standing. His car's standing. I've never seen that before. Here's a replay. Not a good points day for these two guys. Byron, your points leader, blammo. And Allgaier falls off the track. Let's see if we can get one more replay. We will not. Well, that's unfortunate. But Byron, Allgaier. Byron 1st in points, Allgaier in 7th in points. They both will only get probably 5 or 6 points this race. So this is big for some of the other drivers that are in the top 10 or 15 points, or whoever wins the race. But Byron Allgaier out of it. But with just a few laps left, Austin Cindric, 2 to go. Austin Cindric, your leader, Bowman 2nd. It's almost like a drag race now, but not really because we're at Bristol. But let's see what happens here. Alrighty, Team Penske, Austin Cindric. Team Penske gets back-to-back segment wins, and Alex Bowman finishes 2nd. So, Team Penske already has 2 cars in the B main. And now we have our next segment number 5. We have Christopher Bell, started 5th. Did not have the strongest car in practice, but qualifying actually went well for him. Jair Nemechek starting 2nd, the 42 in this segment. Then we have Chris Buescher for RFK. And then Jair Nemechek's teammate Jimmy Johnson, the 84, still struggling in qualifying this year, but still somehow finishing well. Oh man, take a look at this replay here. Jair Nemechek flips upside down. How did we not get a caution for this? That is wild that we did not get a caution. Jair Nemechek literally flipped. But Jair Nemechek's teammate, Jimmy Johnson, not sure if it was on purpose or not, but helped Jair Nemechek stay in the race. That was kind of a wild wreck. I'm surprised you rarely don't see a caution for that. But let's see what happens. Well, instead of helping out his teammate, making sure he doesn't flip, how about he flips himself? There's the El Reco sign, and there's Jimmy Johnson spat on in his roof. So instead of helping his teammate, how about he helps himself flip? Here's a replay. Looks like Christopher Bell squeezed him in the wall, just like what happened with Allgaier and someone else, or whoever got into Allgaier or whatever. That wreck there, or with Allgaier and, Byron. they had to lift, and they get into those cars on the outside wall, and you just start catching air. So Jimmy Johnson, your third victim, will not have a good points day. That sucks, because he was like in the top 10 for points, surprisingly too. But with a few laps left, we have Chris Buescher, your leader. Christopher Bell's second. Jair Nemechek going to choose the inside lane instead of helping out a Toyota on the outside lane. That is interesting. We'll see how this goes, though. Well, Jair Nemechek tried to push Christopher Bell there, but it just was not enough. Chris Buescher gets the segment win, and kind of an upset win, too. Jair Nemechek finishes in second, where he started, and Christopher Bell with a disappointing third-place finish. But now we move on to segment number 6. We have Joey Logano in the number 22, qualified 6. He was your pole sitter at Echo Park last week. Didn't have a very good finish. He's been struggling in the points, so let's see if he does good today. Same thing with Tyler Reddick. He has been struggling in the points. He needs to win or something here. Ty Dillon doing okay in points, and Riley Herbst being Riley Herbst. Not one, not two, but a sweep. Team Penske wins all 3 of their segments for their 3 cars. Logano gets a huge segment win. Reddick comes in clutch in second place. He needed that. Ty Dillon third and Riley Herbst fourth. All right, segment number 7, we have Chase Elliott, your Crazy Dallas 500 winner. He's in third in points right now. He needs to, not win, but he needs to have another pretty good points day if he wants to stay up in the point standings. Then we have Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and J.J. Yealy. This should be a fun segment. A lot of aggressive drivers in this one. Chase Elliott gets his third segment win of the season. He's 3 for 3 for the first round segments. That's only happened to about 3 or 4 drivers so far this year, and that's it. Chastain second, Stenhouse third, Yealy fourth. Not a lot of passing, but a lot of good racing in this segment. All right, segment number 8, we have Ty Gibbs having his best qualifying here in the CDCS series, starting 8th. Not too shabby for a kind of rookie, a younger driver. Then we have Eric Jones in the 43 having a decent qualifying as well. Shane Van Gisbergen making his first ever race at Bristol in the CDCS series. And then Cody Ware in the Arby's car. Woohoo! Take a look at this replay. SVG, Eric Jones. Such a close finish. SVG gets pushed off the track, and it looks like SVG took second from Eric Jones by 0.002 seconds. It's hard to see because the camera's blurry, but they go so fast off of those turns here at Bristol. It's so hard to keep track, but we're trying our best. But with, I believe, 3 to go, it's Ty Gibbs. Well, I was incorrect. It was 4 laps. But anyways, Eric Jones gets the segment win, was able to pass Ty Gibbs in the closing couple laps. Ty Gibbs tried everything he could, but he'll get second. Still a good points day, possibly, for these two Toyotas. Alright, segment number 9, we have Chase Briscoe starting 9th. Chase Briscoe been doing really well in qualifying. I think Chase Briscoe is the most consistent driver in my series. He's having some of the best qualifying spots he's getting, and he's also getting top 10s almost every race so far this year. He's been definitely the most consistent, but he still hasn't won a race, but he's in second in points. So let's see how Chase Briscoe does holding off all of these 3 teammates that are for Front Row Motorsports. This is crazy. Chase Briscoe able to hold off the 3 Front Row Motorsport die-cast cars, and Chase Briscoe is 3 for 3 for his segment wins. He's having a good season so far. Let's see how he does later this race. Alright, last segment of round 1. We have Ryan Preece in the number 60 for RFK Racing. Then we have Tyler Reddick's teammate in the 23. That's Bubba Wallace in the McDonald's car. Never can hate McDonald's unless you do. Then we have Josh Berry in the 21. Wow, what a pass by Josh Berry here. Look at this pass. From 3rd to 1st in 5 laps. It's not easy to pass at Bristol. But look at that run Berry gets. Look at the run Bubba Wallace gets on the inside lane. Drafted a little bit with Preece there, but could not pass Preece in time. So your final order for segment number 10 is going to be Josh Berry in 1st, Ryan Preece in 2nd, Bubba Wallace in 3rd. And that is it for round 1 for segments. We'll move on to the 4th race, where we'll have all our 4th place cars here, and we're going to split them up into 2 segments. So we'll have one segment of 4 cars, and then the other segment will be 3 cars. So we have A.J. Allmendinger, Martin Truex, Riley Herbst, J.J. Ely, Justin Haley, Cody Ware, and Zane Smith. All these guys. 2 of these 7 drivers advance to the 3rds. Whoever doesn't advance is done for the race already. So this is huge if you win for the point standings. Our first segment, we have A.J. Allmendinger in the 16. Then we have Justin Haley in number 7. He is in last place in points. He only has 9 points. And usually you get about 60 points when you win each race. So he is doing really bad. And then J.J. Ely, watch out for those 2 guys. They might get in each other again, fight again. And then, of course, Cody Ware. Caution is out on the track for Cody Ware. He is sideways. His front 2 wheels, driver and passenger side, are on top of the outside wall here at Bristol. Let's see. There's the replay. It looked like Ely might have gotten into him, or maybe vice versa. But either way, Justin Haley is your leader. He needs to win this segment. He's doing really bad in points. This is huge if he wins this. Oh, we got a big wreck here. Caution is out. That is going to do it. AJ Allmendinger, who gave up the lead to Justin Haley, was able to claim it back like it was stealing candy from a baby or something. And Justin Haley finishes dead last. He goes from first to last. Anyways, here's our second and last segment of the fourth race. Martin Truex Jr., Riley Herbst, Zane Smith. Zane Smith doing really good in the point standings. I think he's like in 8th or 9th right now. So if he wins this segment, this is huge for him in the points. Ooh, tough day to be a Zane Smith fan. He could not get anywhere with these two Toyotas in front of him. Martin Truex Jr., this is huge for him. He's been struggling in points too. He needed this segment win. Riley Herbst in second. He's also struggling in the points, so these two Toyotas here need as many points as they can the next couple races if they want to get in the top 24, because the top 24 in points after race number 6 go into the All-Star race. But we'll be right back after these messages. Are you wanting to take your main squeeze down on a date, but all your skrill has left you out? Well, don't worry about that, because the Crazy Dallas Cup Series has you covered for fun, racing action, and entertainment that you'll never get sick of. Are you hungry? Are you broke? Well, thank God I'm here for you guys, because Dan's Subs is some of the cheapest sub sandwiches that you'll get in town. Dan's Subs, hungry yet? Hey guys, what is up? It's your boy Crazy Dallas. Before we get to the rest of the race here at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Sport Clips 350, we have one more commercial after this one, but I just want to say really quick, thank you guys again so much for 1,000 subs. Let's continue with the next ad. Are you getting too old for life? Are you sick of life and you think life sucks? Well, don't worry. Wait, you don't want to go to a retirement home? That's okay, because Green Chairs is here for you for awesome entertainment that elderly people will never get sick of, and possibly a strip club too. Green Chairs for the elderly that cannot stand life. Boy, oh boy, I never get sick of those ads. Alright, anyways, now that we're back from those little messages, we have our thirds race where we have all our cars from the segments that finished third place, plus AJ Allmendinger and Martin Truex, who advanced to get here from the fourth race, if that makes sense, because I'm not explaining it again. They are all going to battle out, and the segment winners will advance to the seconds race where all the cars in second, they verse each other or whatnot. So our first segment, we have Austin Dillon and the number 3 Dow. Christopher Bell and the 20 DeWalt had a poor start to Bristol, qualified pretty well, practiced really well, just did not have the speed against these guys today, but we'll see how he does in this segment. And of course we have Shane Van Gisbergen and AJ Allmendinger. Let's do it. Wow, what a comeback for Christopher Bell and Joe Gibbs Racing, able to get the segment win over the Chevrolets. Look at SVG finishing in second in this segment. Austin Dillon in third, AJ Allmendinger in fourth. So Christopher Bell moving on to the seconds, and everybody else, goodbye for the day in the race. All right, segment number 2, we have Kyle Busch still staying alive in that 8 car. Then we have Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon's brother, in the number 10, Seabest. Noah Gregson in the number 4, Russ Truck Centers. And Bubba Wallace in the McDonald's 23 car. Let's do it. Ooh, bad day to be a Kyle Busch fan, at least for now. Look at Ty Dillon. Look at Noah Gregson able to pass Kyle Busch. Here comes Bubba Wallace, almost passes him too. Kyle Busch really slow on the track. Not sure if he hit a wall or what. There it is. Gregson passes Kyle Busch by half a car length. Ty Dillon is now your leader. Noah Gregson will be recorded in second. Kyle Busch third. Bubba Wallace fourth. With not that many laps left, though. So let's see what happens here. Kyle Busch, if he wants to advance to the next round, he's going to have to pass those 2 guys back. Can he do it in just a limited amount of laps? Boy, oh boy, these Toyotas are making some really good comebacks. First, Christopher Bell, and now Bubba Wallace. Moving on to the seconds. Unbelievable. Great job by these Toyotas, able to advance. Noah Gregson second, Ty Dillon third, Kyle Busch fourth. And here's our last segment. We have Michael McDowell, Carson Hocevar's teammate. He's trying to stay alive and get to the seconds. And then, of course, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47. He's doing really well in the point standings right now. He's in the top 12. Let's see how he does. Well, unfortunately, I got to shoot out his name before them racing, but I guess I don't have to, because here it is. Martin Truex Jr. and Toyota get a sweep. That is 3 comeback wins for Toyota, starting in dead last, and they go all the way up to first. That is ridiculously good by Toyota. And speaking of Toyota, here are all your cars, and there's a lot of Toyotas in this one. You got, I believe, 7 or 8 Toyotas in there. A lot of them being Joe Gibbs, though, of course. But here are all your seconds cars. And then you have your 3 wildcard cars, which are, of course, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, and Martin Truex Jr. that had to win to get in here. So whoever wins these segments in the second place's racing, go to the main or B main. And here's our first segment. We have 3 Toyotas, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, the 11 and 20 cars. Those are guys, our teammates. But only 1 car advances, so I don't know how that'll work out. Jair Nemechek second, Todd Gillen third, Christopher Bell fourth, Hamlin leading to start it off. Let's do it. Oh, we got a caution on the track for another. There we go. And it's John Hunter Nemechek. Remember earlier, he flipped, was able to save it from his teammate. He's got no teammates today. And look at that flip. Oh my goodness. Todd Gillen gets into the 42 there. He had the lift. Nemechek catches air and just does a barrel roll. I can't even count how many times he flipped there. Had to be more times than how many fingers I have on my body, which is over 10, of course. I'm not an alien or freak. And Jair Nemechek's out of the race. But with 4 to go still, it's Hamlin, Gillen, and Bell. Hamlin, Bell, remember, guys, are teammates. So they're going to help each other out. Todd Gillen's in a bad spot here. Caution is out for the second time in the segment for another El Reco. Christopher Bell. He really needed to have a good day today. He was struggling in the points, both races. And now, after all those advancements... Oh, Hamlin put him in the wall! His teammate! Hamlin lifted and put him in the wall. Here comes Todd Gillen. Almost got into Bell there. Maybe did a little bit. Oh, man, that's big. I'm not sure what happened there with Hamlin, but Hamlin is your winner. That was the white flag, too. Hamlin, I guess, had no mercy in there or something. Todd Gillen, goodbye. He does not El Reco, but he's done. Here's our next segment. We have Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain, 99 the 1 cars are teammates. Like I said, though, earlier with Joe Gibbs, only one winner advances. Then we have Ryan Preece, and then Martin Truex Jr. had to win his way to get into this round. Let's see what happens here. Oh, man, this is a big race right here. Look at Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain right here. I mean, Suarez put in a really clean and just a great block on his teammate Chastain to claim his segment win to advance to the B main. After the B main, of course, is the main event. So it's Suarez, Chastain, Preece, and Truex. That is a huge advancement for Daniel Suarez. He's doing okay in the points, like 20th or so, but he needed that win. Everybody needs it. All right, here's our last segment here for the seconds. We have 5 cars in this one. They might get run over. We have 3 Toyotas, the 45, the 54, and the 23. The 45 and the 23. Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace are teammates. Joe Gibbs Racing, number 54, Ty Gibbs, looking for his first ever win in the CDCS series. And then you have Brad Keselowski, your pole setter for this race, and then Alex Bowman for Hendrick. Caution is out on the track for another Reco. And let's see who it is. I'm not sure who it is. There's Keselowski. There's Ty Gibbs. Whoa, we got a double Reco. We got 3 cars off the track. Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, upside down. Tyler Reddick on his wheels off the track. What is going on there? We got almost a triple Reco. That's never happened in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series, especially at Bristol. Bowman, Keselowski, side by side. Keselowski puts him in the wall. Reddick lifts, and he gets up in the air. And I'm not sure what happened to Wallace. Wallace just minding his own business. Keselowski puts Bowman in the wall. Reddick, Wallace both get in the wall. And I think Ty Gibbs got into Bubba Wallace, and I think Bubba Wallace fell off the track. That's how Bubba Wallace got taken out. That's exactly what happened. We just couldn't see it on camera because it was so zoomed in. But that's exactly what happened. Tough break for 23XI and Hendrick there. But they still got Tyler Reddick out there and Ty Gibbs. And then Brad Keselowski's in trouble here. He does not have any help or even a draft. Keselowski's going to need a good restart here if he wants to advance to the B main. He's got it. Ty Gibbs is going to win by this much. Wow. Tyler Reddick on the outside lane. Obviously, the outside lane is faster off the turn, so he was catching up to Ty Gibbs. But Ty Gibbs crosses the finish line first, and he will go to his second ever advancement to get to the B main. Ty Gibbs, this is his second time ever getting to the B main. He's never made the main event before. So this could be huge. If Ty Gibbs wins or advances his next segment, which is this segment right here with all these cars, if he advances from this segment or whatnot, he'll make it to his first ever main event where will have a chance to win at Bristol. Here are all your cars that are still in it for a chance to win. You got Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Chris Buescher, Austin Cindric, Carson Hocevar, Daniel Suarez, Ty Gibbs, Eric Jones, and Josh Berry. All of these guys, most of these guys are looking for a win. Eric Jones probably doesn't need a win. He's like 5th in points, but we'll see what happens with all these guys. Here's our first segment. We have Kyle Larson, your pole setter, still in the race. Could we have a pole setter and the same winner? That's never happened before in the CDCS series. It's possible, though, of course. Chris Buescher 2nd, Logano 3rd, Elliott 4th. Let's do it. Big wreck here. Caution's out for an El Reco. There was a big wreck in the front of the pack. It looked like it was Chris Buescher. There's Chase Elliott stuck on the outside wall. He's still in it. There's Buescher. He's upside down off the track in the quote-unquote sinkhole. Oh, Larson put him in the wall. Did you see that? Kyle Larson, I think, got a push from Logano, though, it looked like. Yeah, look at this. Logano gave Larson a push. There it is. Logano gave Larson a push. Larson trying to pass Buescher. I'm not sure if Buescher went to block him or a bad block. I don't know. Chris Buescher out of the race. Just a lot of miscommunication there with Larson, Logano, Elliott, and whatnot. Well, that is disappointing for Chris Buescher and RFK. They were doing really good this race. Very underrated team during this race, but Larson, Elliott going to help each other out here trying to advance to the main event. But the thing about Bristol is that you don't have to advance here to win. You just have to advance next round. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, both going to the main event. Larson wins the segment. Chase Elliott 2nd. Logano in 3rd. Logano still has a chance to get to the main event. But it all depends. Because there's going to be a race before the main event that I'll get to here in a little bit. Our next segment, we have Carson Hocevar in the 77. Austin Cindric in the 2. Eric Jones in the 43. Denny Hamlin in the 11. Honestly, Denny Hamlin is actually the worst out of these 4 drivers in points. Hamlin needs a top 5 finish in this race. If so, if he does that, he'll probably be in the top 10 in points. Oh, we got a big caution now. We got a big wreck. Whoa! There's a huge wreck behind Denny Hamlin, who's your leader. Look at this. Carson Hocevar popping wheelies, or backwards wheelies, on top of Eric Jones. Cindric is off the track. He's on his wheels. How did we not get an El Reco from that? We got to get a replay, please. Thank you. Hamlin from 4th to 1st in this one. Cindric hits the wall hard after getting pushed by Hocevar. Hocevar looked like he hit the wall and then caught some air, and Eric Jones went underneath Hocevar's car. I don't know how he didn't get an El Reco out of that, but Hamlin still leads, or now leads, with just laps to go. Oh man, I don't know if there's a tornado there or just Carson Hocevar being Dale Earnhardt Sr. I don't know what's going on here, but there's Hamlin, your leader. Another caution for an El Reco. And I think it's Hocevar. The track became unstuck. We're going to have to fix that track. And there's Hocevar upside down. This is the third time Hocevar has had a car that honestly probably could have won a race. Here's a replay, and he just got screwed. Hocevar hits the wall again hard. And then he popping backwards wheelies on top of Eric Jones again. And then Cindric behind Jones. He has nowhere to go. He doesn't know where Hocevar's at because Eric Jones is in front of him. Man, that's just a horrible accident. It's an accident waiting to happen if you see Hocevar off the track. All right, jokes are done. Hamlin's your leader. Jones second. Cindric third. This is it. Top two cars go to the main event. Cindric, whoever finishes last here has to race with Logano to get to the main event. Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin gets the segment win. Cindric will advance to the main event automatically in second. Eric Jones will have to race against Logano and someone else, whoever finishes last or third in the next segment. And whoever the winner is out of those cars will go to the main event and whatnot. Here's our last segment. We have Blaney in the 12, Briscoe in the 19, Barry in the 21, Suarez in the 99, and then Ty Gibbs. Probably having his best race of his career here at Bristol. He is in the B main. He has a good chance here to get to his first ever main event, possibly his first ever win. He's actually the only driver that hasn't won in the CDCS series that's still alive here. So let's see if he does it. Caution is out on the track for another El Reco. And it's not Ty Gibbs, it's not Chase Briscoe, it's not Ryan Blaney. It's Daniel Suarez, who is doing really well in the point standings, and Josh Berry. Whoa! Another double El Reco. He's off the track, he's out of it. Josh Berry's on his side. Ty Gibbs, it looked like he pushed or had to lift again into Berry. Lifting on this track is harder than trying to train a young dog, or a young puppy, I guess you could say. And Josh Berry and Daniel Suarez out of the race. But you know who's still in the race? Ty Gibbs. He has been doing great all day. Has for sure a top 10 car. He has no help, though. His teammate Chase Briscoe also trying to advance. So, Joe Gibbs Racing, Chase Briscoe in the 19, Ty Gibbs in the 54, teammates trying to advance. Let's see if they can do it. Chase Briscoe wins the segment, will go on to the main event, and look who's coming with him. Ty Gibbs going to his first ever main event. Rookie and beginner's luck, I see. Ryan Blaney now has to race with Joey Logano and Eric Jones. So this segment here, which has Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, two of these three cars that we have here, unless there's El Recos, are going to advance to the main event. So we have two Team Penske cars in this one. Blaney, Logano, the left and right cars, are teammates, so they're for sure going to help out each other here. Eric Jones in the middle for Legacy Motor Club. He's like 4th or 5th in points, remember. If he gets to the main event, this is huge for him. All right, Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, Team Penske, going to advance both of their cars in this segment to the main event, and that means only one thing. Not yet. Not quite. Just a few more seconds here, but Eric Jones is going to have a good finish, though. Here we go. Ready? It's that time. It's that time. Main event time. 8 cars. We have a lot of Toyotas and Fords in this one. We have all 3 Team Penske cars. We have 3 Joe Gibbs Racing cars, 2 Hendrick Motorsports. It's basically Joe Gibbs Racing versus Hendrick Motorsports versus Team Penske. Who's going to win it? This might be the most crazy 1v3 for, manufacturers, because you have 2 Chevys, 3 Toyotas, 3 Fords, excuse me. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, does it? And then you have Ty Gibbs, first ever main event, beginner's luck for him. Let's see if he can win the race. Caution is out on the track to start it off. Larson's your leader. Chase Elliott looks like he went up to second. There's Briscoe, Hamlin. There's the Team Penske guys. And there's the other Penske guy, Joey Logano, off the track on his wheels, though. Not sure what happened with him. We're not going to get a replay. By the way, this Hamlin's your leader. Denny Hamlin's your leader, excuse me. By the way, this main event has 10 laps, so minus that lap. So we have 9 laps to go. Denny Hamlin, your leader. Larson is in second. Chase Elliott third. Austin Cindric fourth. Ty Gibbs, Briscoe, Blaney, and Logano. All right, huge battle for the lead right here. Look at this finish. Denny Hamlin able to beat Kyle Larson by 0.002 seconds. Look at that finish. Hamlin still your leader. Larson had a great restart there, though. Larson might have a better car than Hamlin on that outside lane, but it all depends on the lanes and who's pushing you and who's drafting with you. Chase Elliott in third. Cindric's in fourth. Ty Gibbs fifth. Blaney sixth. Chase Briscoe falls down to 7th. Everybody's still in it, of course. Logano also 8th. So let's see what happens. Oh, we got a big wreck. Over 4 cars in it. There's the caution. There's the El Reco sign. There's all Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs Racing is still all in it. There's Ryan Blaney. Kyle Larson's still in it somehow. He fell off the track, but he's on his wheels. He's still in it. He's just kind of stuck there. There's Joey Logano. So is Chase Elliott out of it? No, it's Austin Cindric's out of it. Austin Cindric for Team Penske out of the race. He's off the track with Chase Elliott both in the sinkhole. Let's take a look at a replay. Elliott on his wheels. He's still in it. Hamlin gets a great restart by Chase Elliott. And it looked like Larson got into Chase Elliott into the wall. And they both collide. And then Cindric falls off the track with Elliott and Larson. Blaney, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs just blasting through Kyle Larson's car there. So Ty Gibbs up to, I believe, second. Wow. Beginner's got to be luck for him. Austin Cindric out of the race, though. He will not win the race, but he's still going to do okay in the point standings. He's still going to be in the top 12, most likely. Hamlin, your leader, coming to, I believe, 4 to go or something. We'll find out here in a second. Ty Gibbs in second. Briscoe third. All Joe Gibbs Racing cars are in the top 3. Then you got both Team Penske cars, 4th and 5th, and Hendrick Motorsports, 6th and 7th. All right, we got another caution on the track. Not sure what happened here, to be honest. There's Hamlin and Briscoe. Oh, it's Ty Gibbs. He's off the track, but he's on his wheels. Wow. Ty Gibbs, who was in second place, he was having beginner's luck until he fell off the track. Look at this. Blaney, Logano, Larson, all sideways in front of Chase Elliott. Somehow they all finish, but barely. Look at this. Ty Gibbs is already halfway off the track. Then he hits the wall. He rides the railing there for a minute, and then he hits the actual wall, and then he flies off the track. Blaney, Logano, Larson, spotters doing their job, making sure they slide and not get in a wreck. Elliott has nowhere to go. He just slides in, making sure, he's not in either. But with coming, I believe, 3 to go, Hamlin is your leader, Briscoe second, Blaney third, Logano, Larson, Elliott, Gibbs. All right, we got another caution on the track. Not sure what happened here. By the way, that was my mistake. There's more than 4 laps for sure. There's Ty Gibbs. Oh, it's Denny Hamlin. Your leader's off the track. He's in the sinkhole. Let's take a look at a replay. He was your leader. He's side by side with Chase Elliott. I'm not sure what happened there. They were side by side. There was definitely no contact with Chase Elliott for Hamlin. I think Hamlin just rode the railing, kind of like what happened to, Ty Gibbs a lap ago or so, or whatever. So that was weird. But Chase Elliott, your leader, with 2 laps to go. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott's teammate, in second. Briscoe third. Logano fourth. Blaney fifth. Ty Gibbs sixth. Denny Hamlin seventh. Let's do it. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for the Sport Clips 350 here at the Great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Kyle Larson is now your leader. Joey Logano second. Chase Elliott falls down to third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Ryan Blaney fifth. Ty Gibbs still hanging there in sixth. Denny Hamlin still in seventh. Anything can happen, guys. You guys never know. There could be a big wreck. There could be nobody that finishes this lap and we'd have to redo or continue this lap. You guys never know. I don't know what's going to happen. But here we go for Bristol. Caution is out on the track. Joey Logano passes Kyle Larson for the win on the outside lane. He is going to win the 2026 Sport Clips 350. Joey Logano. That is a huge win for him. He was in 32nd in the point standings. Let's see what happened. There's Logano. He's the only driver that finishes. There's Larson and Gibbs, second and third. Whoa, we got 4 cars off the track, and somehow, how did we not get an El Reco? Hamlin, Elliott, Blaney, Briscoe, all those guys are off the track. They're all on their wheels. I mean, that is the most bizarre thing I've seen. Here's a replay. I don't know how none of them at least went on their side or roof. So let's take a look at a replay. Larson hit the wall there. Kind of like what happened to Hamlin a few laps ago, and he fell off the track. Look at Briscoe and Elliott. They both just fly after bouncing off that wall. So here's your final standings. Here's your top 7. So Logano finished first. Ty Gibbs, first ever main event, finishing second. Just so close. Maybe 1 or 2 more laps. Gibbs might have won, but who knows? Because Hamlin finished fourth, so he probably could have helped Gibbs to the win, of course. Larson third, of course. Hamlin fourth. Chase Elliott with another consistent win, 5th. Briscoe with another consistent win, 6th. And Blaney 7th. Look at this. Joey Logano's going to do a little victory lap. Very fast lap at Bristol, of course. Wow. Joey Logano able to claim his first win at Bristol in the Crazy Dallas Cup Series. That's his 4th win in the CDCS Series. That is, I think the 3rd or 2nd most in the CDCS Series. And Joey Logano, that's a huge win for him. He was in 32nd in points, like I said, and he might go from 32nd to probably 15th now. I mean, that is like a huge climb in the point standings for Joey Logano, and he will automatically be in the All-Star race. If you win a race in the CDCS series, you're automatically in the All-Star race. Theoretically. So, that's huge for Joey Logano. Ty Gibbs second, Larson third. That's your top three. You can see where your favorite driver finished from left to right, from Joey Logano to Ty Dillon. That's your placements from left to right for numerical order. Well, that is going to do it for the Sport Clips Haircuts 350 for the YouTube Cup, as well as the Crazy Dallas Cup Series here at Bristol Motor Speedway. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and get ready for the next track at Darlington, where you're going to see some really popular and awesome looking throwbacks. This is your boy Crazy Dallas signing out.